Alright, in this tutorial what we want to talk about are resources and activities. When you get ready to start adding content to your course, you're going to really need to know the difference between a resource and an activity. It's not a really difficult concept, but once you understand it, it's going to make life a lot easier. So to get started, what we want to do is click Turn Editing On. So we're going to go locate that button. I'm going to click it. And now we see all these familiar icons that are going to appear next to all these links. What we haven't talked about yet are these drop-down menus. Every week or topic is going to have two drop-down menus, one for Add a Resource and one for Add an Activity. If you look at the types of things that appear under Add a Resource, the most popular are going to be compose a text page, compose a web page, link to a file or a website, or display a directory. If you're going to be creating or composing a text or web page, you're basically going to be using the Moodle WYSIWYG, what you see is Get Editor, and you can go paste content in from Word, for example, and create a text or a web page on the fly. It's pretty straightforward. You just create it right in Moodle. If you want to link to a file or a website, what you can do is upload a pre-existing file that you've created or that you already have, or you can link to a website. The student just logs into Moodle, they see a link, they click on it, they go to a website. If you display a directory, what's going to happen is the student's going to see a folder and they'll see all the files in the folder. These are the resources. Think of resources as content that students are more passively interacting with. What they're going to be doing is, reading things. They're going to be reading text. Those are resources. Stuff that they actually read, not stuff where they're actively doing things. You go to an activity, what you're going to see, some of the most popular types of activities are going to be assignments. With an assignment, a student will upload a file, you'll read it, you'll give them a grade. You could create a chat. That's the sort of thing where people go on and they use text chat to communicate with each other. You can have a choice where you ask a simple question and students just give you instant feedback. You can also have a forum, which is a discussion board. You can have a quiz where the quiz is automatically graded, and you can have a wiki. So when you think of activities, think of things where they're actively doing things, they're actively participating, they're actively creating stuff. So that's the primary difference between a resource and an activity. If you keep this in mind, things are going to be pretty easy, and then you're going to be able to find the tutorial, or you're going to be able to find the tool that you need and add it to your course as appropriate. So basically what you'll do is you'll just find the right week. So if you want to go to the first week, for example, you would just decide whether you need to add a resource, add an activity, and do so accordingly.